Hey, brown girl. In a world that is set up to make you question who you are, take this time to reconnect to your greatness and speak to the inner depths of your soul. Your grace is undeniable. Hey, brown girl. In a world that is set up to make you question who you are, take this time to reconnect to your greatness and speak to the inner depths of your soul. Your grace is undeniable. Your confidence is envied. You radiate and shine in every space you occupy. It's time to take back your power and remember who you are. Take a deep breath. Release all doubt and repeat after me. Today, I choose to walk in peace that will not be disturbed. I will allow my mind to exist in my unlimited future. I am breaking cycles of trauma on my bloodline. I will take up space without shrinking. My ideas will impact generations to come. I belong in the rooms that I walk into. Today, I will effortlessly walk in purpose. I attract peace and abundance. When my feet touch the floor, the day stands at attention. I am calm, confident, powerful, and filled with love. I trust myself to explore the possibilities of my heart's desires. Today, I rise with the power of my ancestors. It is okay to rest from productivity. I will live my dreams out loud. Creativity flows effortlessly through me. Emotions are welcome in my space and in my body. I am overflowing with abundance. It is time to create again. It is time to dream again. Every breath brings more joy, more peace, and more healing. I belong in every room that I walk into. Radical rest is my birthright. I inhale confidence and exhale doubt. Today, I choose gratitude. It is okay to not be okay. My testimony will be someone else's survival guide. I give myself grace and space on my journey. I show up every day as my full and complete self. Growth is difficult, but I trust that I am strong enough to do it. I will always be enough. I trust myself to set boundaries that will protect my peace. My peace is my superpower. Every step in the right direction is a step in the right direction. I believe I will receive what I need at the exact time that I need it. Someone smiled today because I am still here. I believe in my ability to do things that scare me. I put out the energy I wish to receive. I will stop apologizing for being myself. My mistakes do not define me. I was put on this earth to walk out my unique purpose. I let go of drama and embrace peace. I am attracting people that align with my peace and my joy. I am continuing to heal every day that I continue to breathe. I am confident that things are working out for my good. If it doesn't bring me joy, it isn't welcome in my space. I only strive to be a better version of myself. As I walk, I shine my light on my journey of purpose. I decide to wake up each morning and choose joy. I am manifesting my happiest self. Brown girl, it's time to shine.
Hello, welcome to my world. Hello to the present and the future. Y'all, I'm over here, production team of one, child, and trying to get the things together, girl. It is so much. But I am also so ready for this conversation today. Just trying to make sure I get all my screens up and such and so and whatnot. Okay, okay, okay. I feel like I'm in a very silly mood today. Fun fact, do you all know that the word silly in English does not really have a translation in Spanish? I feel like I've said this before, but I'm an auntie, so I'll tell you things multiple times. But the word silly in English translate to stupid in Spanish, and that is not the same thing. So I have to find the word for like childlike and playful, maybe, but also like childlike also isn't necessarily taken in a positive manner. So it's really interesting being such a frolicky, whimsical type of girl, and like a lot of people don't really understand that in Spanish. And I don't know how to translate it. So it's one of the things that always bothers me because I say the word silly all the time and it's a word that we use all the time in English, but it has really like challenged me in my vocabulary because I don't really know how to describe it and I don't know all those words. But anyway, having said all that, I'm feeling very silly today. And I think that that is a great place to be in. So thank you for taking this ride with me wherever this bus might go today. All right? I appreciate you. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Hey y'all, I'm Kimberland, and this is the Frolicking Truth, a soft space for Black women who are tired, brilliant, and ready to heal. Here, joy meets justice. We calm our Black ass nervous systems, we unmask, and we leave behind whatever that is trying to kill us. You're seen here, you're safe here, and you don't have to do this alone. One day, these transitions gonna be real smooth. One day, I'm gonna get it worked out in my head, and that's gonna be the day I wind up going over to another platform. Anyway, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Frolicking Truth podcast. Come on in Find a comfortable spot, take a seat, grab yourself something to drink. I am grateful to have you here with me for episode 45 of the Frolicking Truth podcast for Black women who are tired, brilliant, and ready to heal, where joy meets justice and our nervous systems get free. It is okay if you do not identify with any of those descriptors. You are still welcome here. It just means that when you come ready to listen, ready to learn, ready to support. Okay, so my name is Kimberland. Hello. Oh, I have sound effects now. So my name is, wait, I gotta turn this off so y'all can hear. One day this gonna be smooth, y'all. Y'all just go with me. Oh, it's already off. Okay. Okay, where is that? So my name is Kimberland. Oh, I turned. Girl. Get it together, girl. Oh my God. I be cracking myself up so bad. I'm so ridiculous. And so if you haven't noticed, I'm an auntie. I know I look youthful, but also I am 45 years old. This is a golden episode for us today. If I had sound effects and if this was edited, I would put in like sparkles and sprinkles here. So it would sound like, and I don't have that queued up on my soundboard that I just got that's actually on my phone because I'm an auntie and I don't really know how to do these things. But anyway, this is the 45th episode, and I am 45 years old, and I have lived a life. My God, today, baby. I feel like maybe it was on So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese, which is my podcast with my cousin Kalanda. I feel like I was just telling her that I'm embracing auntie-hood because there are so many things that I do and say that are auntie-like right now today. Like, so many things. And so I really, I'm leaning into it. Okay, I'm leaning into it. But yeah, like to wrap my mind around the fact that I've been here for 45 whole years is nuts. So mind you, my birthday was in February, but it's a continuous like wrapping. Also, I know I look good. Okay. I know I do. So I'm grateful to be this age and have to been here, haven't. I'm grateful that I have been here all this time, and that I've lived so many lives and that I have wisdom to be able to pass down to others because, yeah, child, it's been a life. It's been a life. Okay, so before I get into the things, I want to first do some announcements because we have a lot of things that are happening in the Mind of My Black Ass Business universe and in the Kimberland Jackson universe, okay? And so the Frolicking Truth is like a crossover space, right? And I'm gonna explain all this in a while, so let me not even go there. Let me tell you all about the things that we have going on so that you can figure out where you want to fit in and plug in to the things, okay? So first off, I want to give a shout out to the chat as well as to the keepers that are in the archive. So the archive is our Patreon community. And it is a place for us to gather and talk and chat and hang out and do all sorts of cool things. We actually just last night had an event that I'll tell you about in a moment. But the archive is our exclusive space where we're able to be our full selves. We're able to show up and hang out together and mind our black ass business. You understand? So the archive is $5 a month, and that gives you access to everything that is inside, such as these exclusive events, such as backstage access to our recordings of the different podcasts that we have, as well as a chat where you're able to speak with us and talk with me. There are also discounts that are applied in there just because folks are in the archive. So $5 get you a whole lot. You feel me? And $5 gets you in the door. So if you go to patreon.com/minding my black ass business, there you will be able to sign up for the archive. Now, maybe you are saying to yourself, OMG, I do not have $5 a month, and that is okay. We also have a free way that you're able to join. We do put things out to the community for free, and so you can still have like a connection to all the things that we're building in there. Okay, so let me go ahead and put this into the chat, girl, because what I said, I am a production team of one. So join us in the archive. All right, cool. So then the next thing is From Auntie with Love. So From Auntie with Love is our newest podcast here on the Mind of My Black Ass Business Network. And From Auntie with Love are four aunties in different phases of life who are talking about the things that a lot of people don't be talking about, okay? And so From Auntie with Love is a really cool space. So we have our next episode is coming out tomorrow, which I know is the Easter Sunday, but no worries, it'll be there. Or you might be looking for something to do during that time. So our next episode is about toxic relationships. And so I have a clip that I want to show you all in preparation for that premiere. From Auntie with Love premieres tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on Mind of My Black Ass Business. And then there's also a live chat. Okay, so let's get this clip queued up. It's not our partner's job to make us happy.
Correct.
So you have to find that happiness and joy in yourself, right? And if you know that something that you need is a deep relationship with somebody, you know that you need to be able to have deep conversation, then that means that that is a requirement for the type of relationships that you have. But if you are not aware of that, like I don't have surface level relationships with people. I'm not about to sit up here and talk to you about the weather. I don't care. I want to know how your heart is doing. How are you, right? So if you can't have that type of interaction with this person, either they're not ready, they haven't gone to therapy, they got trauma, they got whatever's going on, but you know that's something that you need, then this is misaligned.
Mic drop. Hey, I feel like you was talking to me. I said, hold on, did I write that up?
Okay. No, I first heard this concept, ironically, around your partner isn't the one to make you happy when Will and Jada did their Red Table Talk. They was talking facts.
They were talking facts. They're one of my favorite couples, actually. And it's because of the way that they show up for each other. They are a testament to, I love you, the person, not you, the title. Because beyond them being in this romantic marriage, they said, I choose you. So not just you because I get to have access to your sexual energy. I choose you because I love you. And I'm going to be here for you, no matter who you with, no matter what choices you make. I choose you. And to me, that is so much deeper than these fickle ass relationships that we be in. So listen, the aunties be getting into the things. Okay, the aunties be getting into the things, into the conversations, into the things. All right. So again, From Auntie with Love premieres Sundays, every other Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And there's always a live premiere. So the aunties are in the chat and you're able to watch the episode with us and with the community. So go ahead and mark your calendars for that. Hold on, y'all. The chat, shout out to the chat. They keep telling me to take a hydration break. So hold on. I need to drink some water. Because I don't be drinking water. And so thank you. Thank you. Okay, so After that, oh, I was supposed to stay in here. Okay, we have a few more announcements. Okay, so we also have the Healing Circle. The Healing Circle, if you saw Vanessa that was in the video, she is the well educator. And so Vanessa and I partnered together in this space to create the Healing Circle, which is a free space for Black women to reconnect to their bodies and reconnect to their breath. So we always have a yoga flow, as well as breath work, and then some type of discussion to process and intention setting and things of that nature. And so the Healing Circle happens every second Saturday of the month. So it's going to actually be next Saturday, April 11th at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can register for that by going to tinyurl.com/Black Women Healing Circle. If you're not able to attend this time, you can register for future events. The only requirement is that you are a Black woman. So if you're listening to this and you're not a Black woman, please do pass this on to a Black woman that you may know. On Thursdays over on TikTok, Shekinah and I, who is another auntie that was in from Auntie with Love, we have a space where we do co-working. So Thursdays from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a co-working space. And it kind of operates like 3-in-1 because we start out with a mindset moment where we talk about the things that we need to do to get our minds in the right place to be able to create and to work and do the things that we actually want to do. Then we have our co-working time. So currently right now, we are working on building out this universe. And so we have kind of been doing some dream talking and visualizations and like different exercises during our co-working time. And then at the end of the time, we have brands, business, and boundaries. And that is when we talk about different things that have to do with business, being a boss in business, being a CEO in business, being a person out here who knows what you're talking about, right? And how do you set up boundaries around that? So the last conversations that we had, we had a conversation about microaggressions and what that means and how we should respond to microaggressions. This past week, we did a manifestation and visualization exercise about, we used the stem, I just, and then we just kind of filled in the blank from there. It was really cool. So anyway, if you're over there on the TikTok world, come and holler at us on Thursdays for co-working. It's a really good time. Okay. So I was mentioning we had a whole lot of other things that that are happening here in the universe. And last night we just had in the Let's Talk Sis universe, so that's Shekinah's universe, we just had our Color and Kiki event last night on Zoom, and it was so much fun. So I want to play a message from one of the folks that came and what she said. I'm not going to show any of the pictures yet, like we're kind of getting a whole promo reel together and stuff, but this is what one of our feedbacks were, if you will, from Girls Night In last night.
Hey girl, I just want to say that was so fun. And like I actually, cause they have like a national, like a black market every first Friday here. And I was thinking about going to that tonight, but then once I got off work, I was really tired and didn't want to go. And I ran a few errands, and I just felt like coming back home. And like this was perfect, like the perfect girls' night in, because it's like I had the feeling like I wanted to almost interact with other people, but I don't usually have that feeling. So, but I was too tired to get out. So this was like perfect. And it was so like fun. Everybody was so like welcoming and nice. I just wanted to tell you it was such a great event. I really enjoyed it. It was perfect. I feel like it was exactly what I needed. So thank you, girl.
And so afterwards, we had the ladies do a feedback form and everything and like talk to us about the different types of events that they want us to have. It was so much fun. Like, we really, really, really had a good time. So if you are saying to yourself, dang, I missed out on that, don't you worry, because there's another girls' night that's coming up in May. So on May 1st, we are going to have a game night, a pajama game night. And these events, again, are exclusively for Black women. So if you are not a Black woman, you can please pass this on to a Black woman. But you can go ahead and scan the QR code, or you can go to tinyurl.com/LTS Girls Night in. Okay, and I'll put that into the description box as well. But again, these are free events for us to just come and hang out and laugh and talk about different things. Last night we learned how to wink, y'all. I wish we had the video footage. When I tell you, it was so funny, but we learned how to wink. Okay, so you never know what type of fun is going to be there. So again, you can register at tinyurl.com/LTS Girls Night In. And then we also have Girls Night In exclusive events. They're called Live Whimsy, and these events live in the Patreon and VIP access only. But Whimsy stands for Holistic Herbal Infusions, Medicinal, Sustainable, and baby, when you got all that, we like, yes, okay. So if you are a part of the LTS universe, or you are in the archive, you have the ability to register for these exclusive events where we got some. So, oh, I didn't put them in here. I was about to say, let me show y'all the flyers, but I didn't put them in here. But let me tell you what the events are. So we're having a 420 event, which is on a Monday, and it's going to be skincare masks, mocktails, and Mary Jane. And then after that point, they're going to be on the last Friday of every month. So May 29th, we'll have a baked event. So we'll be baking cookies with special infusions. So that'll happen the last Friday of each month. And so in order to register for that, again, you have to be in the Patreon. That is where the link lives, in the Patreon, for you to be able to register for these exclusive events. And again, the archive is only $5 a month. Okay. All right. The last thing that I wanted to get into before we get into the things is Found Her Future. Reminding you all that Found Her Future is our internship program, where we are looking for women who are 18 and up, who are in seasons of transition, really looking to understand more about their purpose and relaunching themselves out into the world. So we are currently looking for some particular positions. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and play this so that you can see. So if you go to tinyurl.com/found, FOUND, her, HER, future, then you will be able to read the letter to get information about Found Her Future and how to apply. So we currently are having our first cohort in Found Her Future, and it's just so amazing to watch the journey, because the first part of Found Her Future, the ladies get to experience Discover Your Destiny, and it is such a cool thing to watch them meet themselves and to see themselves through God's eyes and to have the language to be able to say, now I know, like now I understand. It's like a light bulb goes off. So it is like the best thing. It's the bestest thing in the whole wide world. And it's one of my favorite things to do. So if you are watching, I want to remind you, if you're watching right now, it's 12:39 Eastern time. This is live, and you're able to come into the live chat and talk to me. And you can even tap the screen. If you can't type, all of that feeds the algorithm and helps with the things. So I just wanted to say that. And if you have not liked the video, please go ahead and like the video and go ahead and subscribe to the page if you feel like this is something that you might want to get with. Okay? All right, cool. All right. So let's get into the auntie check-in. Hold on, y'all. My girls, they're doing a lot right now. It's a lot that's going on. It's a lot that's going on here. Oh my God. Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on. Let me turn this camera off. I'll be right back. Okay, I should have put some music on or something. That's a lot. Like that's a lot that's going on. Let me move my mic. Let me sit still. It's too much. Now y'all gonna be looking at it. Stop. Okay. So anyway, this is the auntie check-in. This is the part of the show episode experience, our time here today, where I talk about what is happening in my life, and then yeah, just kind of tell you what's happening in my life. Now, you get more information about this if you're part of the Inner Circle. That's one of the collections in the archive. But here I just kind of give you a little snippet, okay, about what's going on. So the first thing is I usually give a Raina update. Raina is my hair. And y'all know I just cut Raina, huh? I just cut Raina. Feel like it was 2 weeks ago. Maybe it was a month. I don't remember, but I just cut Raina. And Raina is, girl, growing. One thing I can do is grow some hair. That is one thing I'm going to do is grow some hair. And so Raina is, I got to figure out, y'all, because what I also don't want to be doing is consistently having to recut. Like, I don't want to do that either. You know, so now it's like, okay, do I just let it grow? But then I'm back to the same thing that I was asking before, which is like, for how long? Because girl, she be doing it. Girl, Raina be growing. So anyway, I'm just letting her be. Her curls are really cute. I had used that flaxseed gel. Somebody had left a comment a couple weeks ago, and they were like, what does the flaxseed gel do? So the flaxseed gel can be used like a deep conditioner. It can also be used as a curl gel. So that's what I use it for, like a curl gel. And so Raina's curls are very much popping. My hair is also still very much detangled. I technically should have washed it this past week. Okay, I'm being very ridiculous. I know I am. But it's still detangled. Like it's still very much detangled. The curls are defined, but also not hard or crunchy. Like Raina's doing good, girl. Raina's doing good, which is why I cut Raina because I wanted to make sure my curls was having a fighting chance at life because it was a lot, you know, that seemed like it was going on. And I really hadn't had a real haircut in a very long time. So, you know, I just got on in that mirror, girl, and chopped it off because that's what I do. I just wake up one day and be like, I'm about to cut my hair off today, you know. But anyway, so Raina's doing well. Thank you to those of you who always ask about Raina and compliment her and all of that, girl. She growing, girl. This is the other thing, y'all, is that my website and my email are down right now. Matter, I need some kind of something. Let me see what I have that I could use. Yo, it's a lot that's going on. Matter of fact, let me go ahead on and put my Cash App and my Venmo up here so I could whatever kind soul that's gonna run across this that feels like, I really wanna pour into this woman and everything that she's doing and send some support her way. Okay? Whoever you are, praise God. Let me give you the ways to be able to support. My Cash App is $ Kimberland Jackson. My Venmo is Kimberland Jackson. Okay. If you want to buy me a coffee, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/KimberlandJ. You can also purchase my book, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, girl, my email and my website are down, and I do not know what that's gonna look like to get it back. Um, it's a lot. It's a lot that's going on. It's a lot. And so the short story of the long story that lives in the archive is that I've been contracting with this company for 5 years, and they just paid us for the work that we did in November last month, in March 16th to be exact. They still owe us money, and they claimed that they were going to catch us up through January by the end of March. That did not happen. That did not happen. And so it's a lot that's going on over here. Okay. And I really just been trying to like manage that, but then also like, hey God, you gonna have to do something because I don't know what else to do. Like I really don't. I really don't even know what else to do. And but in even in saying that, I also still feel very much like something is going to happen. It has to. It has to. So it's been interesting. It's been a very interesting faith walk and keeping the connection to God and like really like you hey, I'm out here doing what you asked me to do. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And I'm doing it well. And also your turn. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in just a second. But yeah, so if you have tried to email me at my Kimberland Jackson email, it's not working. You probably got a bounce back. So your best bet would be to go through one of these avenues like that I'm giving for how to contact me. If you have my phone number, it would be best to use it. If you have me on social media, you can send me a DM on any of those places. But my website is down and my email is down. Okay. So keep your girl in prayer. Also, this is the 4-year anniversary of this YouTube page. Oh my God. So 4 years ago, I decided to start this page, and we're going to talk about when that happened in the story, but it's been 4 years, and that is so dope. So I've been letting that sink in and sit in for like how we got here, and that's really what inspired me for today's story time. The last thing I want to say before we get into story time, y'all, them people really murdered Jesus, huh? Them people really murdered Jesus. That is something crazy. So yesterday was Good Friday. Tomorrow is Easter. I still don't know how the 3 days was calculated. Leave me out of it. Okay. But the point is, them people really murdered Jesus. And when I'm saying them people, I'm talking about the church, girl. The church. Lord, I wonder what Jesus be saying up there, talking to God. Like, so they just decided to like create their own thing. How was they even listening or no? No? Like, oh my God, it's so crazy. But anyway, happy Easter to those who celebrate. My intrusive thoughts are on full display right now. But yeah, happy Easter to those who celebrate. And I hope that you get in tune and in touch with the actual messages of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, born in a manger. You know, um, brown skin, woolly hair Jesus. Okay, like I hope that you can honor some space for that Jesus today. All right. Okay. So let's get into our things today. So the next segment is called Frolicking the Feed. And usually this is when I am scrolling through the algorithms and the things and finding like different things that catch my eye. And what was interesting this past week is that it wasn't really social media because I actually have not really been on social media today. Somebody messaged me and was like, "Girl, where you been at? How you doing?" And I'm like, "Yo, I'm over on YouTube, y'all. Like I have to go to Facebook and Instagram, I think, and maybe make a video, but other people don't be watching videos. I don't know. But like I need to make a post and be like, hey, I'm not really over here no more. I am over on YouTube and I'm in the Patreon. If you're looking for me, that is where I am. Otherwise, I'm not over here like that, you know? But anyway. So I wasn't really on social media this past week. I was more so planning and doing like all this universe stuff. But you know how your phone serves you memories, right? So my phone was serving me memories because remember I just told you this is the 4-year anniversary of the YouTube page, right? So my phone is serving me memories about 4 years ago. And it got me to going down a brain field trip, girl, because it was so much. And I was like, where do I even start? Because I know I haven't done a subscriber update in a minute, y'all. My bad, my bad. We at like over 1,600 subscribers, y'all. Like, so my point is, if you are OG, I'm gonna need you to give me an OG comment, right? But nonetheless, there are people who are just coming in, right, to this, and y'all like dropping in the middle of all of it, and like, girl, how did we get here? Okay, so I want to kind of fill in some of those gaps, but then I was like, Lord have mercy, where do I even start? So I'm gonna give y'all a 20-year, 10-year catch up situation about how we got here and how Minding My Black Ass Business even got created, and then what is about to happen now, like from this point. So hold on, let me come over and make sure I'm not missing comments and things. All right, cool. I gotta get all of my screens up. Very good. Okay, so I want to start us in 2006. Okay. I graduated from college in 2003. I moved to Tampa. So I went to Fisk University. Okay. I graduated from college in 2003. I moved to Tampa. If you want to know more details about any parts of this story, you're gonna have to tell me in the comments and we can do future story times. I'll kind of weave them in here and there. But if you want to know more, you're gonna have to say like I want to know more about that, because otherwise I'm just keeping it here. So it was an interesting story how I wound up moving, but I moved to Tampa, and then in 2006 I started teaching. That same year I met. This was when MySpace was popping. Okay. And I have honestly so this is the thing of being and what am I, an elder millennial, Z-millennials, is that what they call us? You know, the internet and chat rooms and all that kind of stuff like came about during my life, you know, very much of age to be using these things. So I used to be down to them chat rooms. Okay. And so anyway, this is when MySpace was popping. I met this man on MySpace and was just like, oh my God, I can't believe he chose me. Now in hindsight, girl, what? But at that time, that's what was going on. Additional context, I also had just ended an engagement before this. It was a lot. It was a lot, girl. Them 20s, girl, it was a lot. It was a lot. So anyway, so I met this man in 2006. We're going to fast forward to 2016. Okay, so we wind up being together. Fast forward, it's abusive. He's a whore. A whore. Okay, I'm talking slanging every which way but loose. Just, it was a lot. It was a lot. It was very much abusive. We wound up getting engaged. I wish I had the video, was able to find the video, because there was a video that was recorded. I was very much like, I guess, like, it was just it was a lot. So anyway, again, if you want to know more, you'll have to ask. But so it was a lot. He was in the church. It's a lot. So now we're going to get to 2016. By this time, the engagement has been called off, and I'm celibate, and I'm in therapy. And my therapist has been asking me in 2016, probably for the past 2 or 3 years, what do you want? And I'm like, girl, I don't know why you keep asking me that. Okay, now I done told you time and time again, I don't know. And around this time, I started to get that answer of what I wanted, because my therapist challenged me to take a spiritual gifts test. Now, at this time, I'm also very much in the church. Okay. Again, he's still in my life. I didn't get rid of him until 2019. So it was 13 years that I was in that situation. Okay. So he's still around and very much in the church and like all of this, whatever, right? And so my therapist was working with me on helping me to find myself and figure out what I want, right? So around this time, I start kind of figuring out the answer to this question, and I start going on this journey, which eventually turns into Discover Your Destiny. Okay. And so my first beta group, if you will, were the teachers that I mentored. And then I had a couple colleagues that I also worked with and took them on the journey. So that's how I tweaked the journey and came up with the workbook and like all this, knowing that this is the pathway that I took to be able to find my way to freedom. Okay. I know this sounds so dramatic, but also I am so very serious about the things that I am saying and the words that I am using. So, 2016, I'm an educator, right? And so I had been teaching. I taught for 6 years, from 2006 to 2012, and then I mentored new teachers and administrators for 4 years. So that was 2012 to 2016. So 2016, the grant ended with that position, and I decided to go back into a school, one of the schools I had been mentoring at. And the position that I had was a student success coach. So a student success coach was responsible for students who were considered to be at risk, and that could have looked like attendance, behavior, or grades. And so you have a caseload of kids and you work with them to basically learn how to be successful. Again, it's basically what the job is. And so we did a lot of like mini celebrations and things in that space, because I mean, girl, you had a 58 last week, girl, and this week you got a 59, girl. This is improvement. We going in the right direction, so there was a lot of work there. I was mentoring girls. I've always had mentoring groups, so I did a whole lot of stuff. Again, these are things that are Googleable. Okay, so anyway, so 2016, I get back into this school. I wind up being at this school. I have mentored at this school this whole time. And so I've seen like the culture shift. I know the teachers, like a lot of the teachers are the teachers that I directly mentor. So I decided I'm going to go back to this school. And I wind up, I'm the student success coach. So one of the things that we were charged with is choosing a turnaround student of the year. And so I choose my turnaround student and we go to this breakfast to present our student, all that kind of stuff. So while we're at the breakfast, a school board member sits down at the table. Now, the school board member, if you've been here a while, you know this story, and I'm not about to go super in depth, but again, I'm going to say that you can very much Google this, okay? And so the school board member, her name is Tammy Schamberger. She sat at the table with us, and she was our school board member for my school. And so I asked her, I was like, hey, are you our school board member? And she was like, yes. And I said, oh my God, we're getting a new principal at the school, right? Because the school it was a lot. Think Lean On Me for real. Like, it was a lot that was going on, middle school version, but it was a lot that was happening. So the administration was changing, like, it was a lot. And so I'm reaching out to the school board member, like, oh girl, you got a school board member? Hey girl, can you come swing through? Cause it's a lot that's going on down here. We could really use your support. So she's like, yeah, girl, yes, I'm gonna come. I mean, she probably didn't say it like that, but I'm saying it was very much like, yes, I'm gonna come, right? Okay, cool. So we go through the school year with the new school board. I mean, with the new administration. Tammy Schamberger never comes to the school. Okay. We're in a situation where the school is about to, it was called what we call turnaround school. So the school was about to get taken over by the state. It was a lot that was going on. Sis ain't never came. Okay. Sis winds up staying in an article, being quoted in an article as basically saying our kids weren't getting what they need. Now, mind you, we down there working our asses off down to the school. You understand me? I just told you, like, I had the mentoring program. I'm student success coach. Child, that's not it. Food pantry, clothes closet, laundromat on campus. I'm out canvassing the neighborhood, getting us donors. Like, girl, what is you talking about? What is you talking about, girl? You ain't never even come down here like you had said you was going to do, right? So I had said that down to the Facebook, okay? And she didn't take that well. So it wound up being a situation, and then some articles were written, and basically she had lied. She had taken selected screenshots. So what I said, well, first of all, during the Facebook exchange, she was deleting things, girl. So she posting stuff, then deleting it. But I loves me a screenshot. So I'm screenshotting the whole time, especially once I figured out she was deleting. So she sends out the deleted, redacted version that don't paint the whole picture to my principal, girl, to try to get me fired, right? So then I had 22 pages of screenshots. Okay. So girl, girl, what you doing? I'm about to bust you out. So again, this is how I met my best friend Bianca. This is a lot. This was back in Tampa. So fast forward, all of that happened, right? I said she needed to give me a public apology. She never gave me a public apology. Okay. But I also didn't talk about it beyond those articles that were written because we still had work to do. Right? So I get in the trenches. We got to earn our C. We earn our C. We do the things. All right. So that's 2017. Fast forward 2019. I am engaged to be married. Okay. I am very clear, like, this is going to be my last year here. I've sold my house. I am very much like, I'm about to wrap this on up and I'm about to move and start my new life. Right. So I didn't wind up getting married, but I still took the time off. And in the time that I took off, because that year started out real chaotic, it was a lot of crazy things that was happening. All of a sudden, people wouldn't listen to me when y'all, we done did this. Like, what's happening? We don't want to prepare for this, and it was a lot. And so I took the time off and thinking to myself, maybe when I come back, things will be better. I come back, things not better. And so I wind up leaving the school district, and I go work with this agency, which is a school improvement agency, still in the city, but school improvement agency. And so I go work with the agency. I start working with the agency, and then my best friend Bianca that I just mentioned reaches out. So she also been out here in these advocacy streets. She's a professional snitch and private investigator and like educational activist. Like, we be out here. Okay. And so Bianca reaches out and asks me if I want to tell my story from what happened that I just told y'all with the screenshot. She tried to get me fired, all that, right? Cool. So I had just left. I had just left the school district. So I was like, actually, yes, I think it's about that time. So I tell Bianca the story on Friday, girl. I got my binder with my 22 pages of screenshots. And that was on Friday, girl. Monday, I get fired, girl. Fired. You have a clause in your contract that states that we could release you with or without notice or with or without cause. We're going to exercise that clause today. Today will be your last day. What? You have a clause in your contract that states that we can release you with or without notice or with or without cause. We're going to exercise that clause today. Today will be your last day. You receive your last paycheck on Friday. We wish you the best in the future. Hangs up. Girl, wait, what? What just happened? Because just Friday, y'all was singing my praises. Oh my God, Kimberland, we so glad to have you on board. Like, this is the best thing ever. Like, girl, what? So I get fired. And so I wind up going to the newspaper, to the radio station, like talking about what happened. It's a lot. Like, it's very ironic that this happened. All of a sudden, as soon as I tell the information about what happened with these screenshots, now all of a sudden, I lose my job. Okay, cool. So that in 2019 was a lot, right? And so fast forward to 2020, I wind up having a private contract like at the beginning of the year with the school. And then COVID happens. All right. And the Black Lives Matter protests are going on. George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, like all of this is happening, right? And I sit on the internet and I say to the people, I'm finna leave Florida, y'all, because God is telling me I got to go. I don't know where I'm going, but I got to go. All right. And I did this 3-part series. It was like, it's time to talk about faith. It's time to talk about purpose. It's time to talk about boundaries. I don't remember if it was in that order, but it was a 3-part series. And during those lives, I was telling people, like, y'all got to understand that we need to understand what our gifts are. We need to understand who we are, why we are. Like, y'all, we got to get ready. I don't know what we getting ready for, but we got to get ready, y'all. Okay? So that was back in 2020. I knew I was leaving Florida. I didn't know where I was going. I knew I was going to Boston to stay with my ex-fiance, but I didn't know beyond that. So then I wound up in Pennsylvania, okay, working on behalf of the Department of Education. And Pennsylvania was the absolute most traumatic thing I've ever experienced in my life. It is where I had the realization of the depth of hatred that whiteness has for Black people, and the depths they are willing to go through to make sure that our children and our people do not succeed. And it really tripped me out. Like, it was a lot. And you talking about, I'm talking from HR reports to the Human Relations Commission to, like, it was a lot in Pennsylvania. It was a lot. And ultimately, because Pennsylvania is Pennsylvania, they found nothing wrong. So I said, well, you know what? The best thing that I can do is use this platform that I have to talk about what's happening. But first, I got to get the hell up out of here. So in April of 2021, I took a trip to Medellín, Colombia. And on that trip, I met these 3 Black women who we were on a graffiti tour, and they were living here. Now, mind you, this is 2021, so COVID is still kind of happening a little bit, but we're kind of outside, but numbers are still being monitored, right? Not active mask wearing. And they were like, yeah, like, why you still there? And I was like, I do not know. I have no idea why I'm still there. And on that trip, I decided I'm packing my shit and I'm getting out of here. Matter of fact, what they said to me is, girl, you got a passport, pack your shit and go. Why are you still there? And so from April of 2021 through October of 2021, I planned my exit from the US. And I went through all the things. I sold the things. I gave away the things. I got the paperwork in order. I got my kit together, my capsule wardrobe. I did the things. Okay. So October of 2021, I left and I started in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And I don't like the beach, y'all. So I wasn't there very long. I was only there for 2 months. And then I took a bus across the country to Mexico City. A lot of people ask me why I took a bus. It is because I wanted to know how a regular Mexican person who didn't have a whole bunch of privilege and access, how would they travel? And so I took a bus to Mexico City. And I lived in Mexico City throughout that year of 2022. And then I felt like I needed a quieter place. So I moved to Medellín, Colombia. And in Medellin is where I certified my first group of life coaches, because that time while I was working in Mexico City, I was building out Discover Your Destiny even more and building out the Intuitive Melanated Life Coach certification. So I was doing all of that while I was in Mexico. So when I got here to Colombia, I launched it. I had my first cohort of life coaches that I have been certifying, that I certified. And it was a beautiful experience, and it has been transformational. And I just really appreciate that I have had the opportunity to be so instrumental in all of their lives. Okay. And so we had that cohort, and then shortly after that, I came back to the U.S. So I went back to the U.S. on a trip because I had been asked by Dr. Joy Harden Bradford's team to host a fireside chat about her new book called Sisterhood Heals. Dr. Joy Harden Bradford is the founder of Therapy for Black Girls, and Therapy for Black Girls has saved my life. Like so many times, especially when I was in Pennsylvania, I found therapists through Therapy for Black Girls, and even before that, like that's where I went to find my therapist. And so I gratefully had a chance to share that with Dr. Joy. And the time that I spent there was so beautiful. And she is like exactly who she presents as. Like, it was just really cool. We're both from Louisiana, so we were able to have those conversations. Like, it was cool. It was really dope. And so after that trip, though, and on that trip, I saw a lot of things that were disturbing about the U.S. Like, I saw a man get arrested. I saw them treat this older Hispanic lady in a Target, like, treated her so horribly. Like, it was very jarring for me. And so by the time I got back to the U.S., got back to Colombia, I wound up experiencing a mental health crisis, and my relationship with the U.S. was absolutely just kind of like the scales came off, the matrix opened up. Like, I was just like, oh, wow. It really goes so much deeper than I ever thought. And that really led to a lot, like trying to process that and trying to understand like what happened with that. And simultaneously, I had just read this book about sisterhood. And so I was also processing the sisterhoods that I had in my life and how people had shown up or not shown up or like even knew me, as well as like family. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot that happened. And so I wound up moving back to Mexico City. So I started out 2024 in Mexico City, and then I had to escape for my life, and then I made it back to Colombia again. Side story, side quest. So I made it back to Colombia in like February of 2024. My cousin wound up moving and staying with me, and then Trump got elected. And 2025 started off with all of the grants and all of the things, not grants, but all of the contracts that I had with different school districts and all that disappeared into thin air. Just went away, like overnight. And that was wild. And so 2025 was very much characterized by a lot of income destabilization, a lot of pivoting and trying to figure out what's happening. I wound up moving out to the mountains for a little while because I just needed to be able to hear and to just be for a moment. And now we're in 2026, and 2026 is the space where activation is living. And so why did I just take you through this whole journey? Because I just explained like a 20-year journey in maybe about 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And what I need you to understand is that a lot of times when we're going through life and we're having these experiences, they seem so incredibly disconnected. It just feels like I'm just being tossed to and fro every which way, and this has absolutely no purpose. However, what I am now discovering on the other side of 20 years is that I went through those experiences because now I have unique insight about how to help people who are living in those types of experiences. And each of us has our own, right? Again, the question for this episode is, how do you want to impact the world? And the spoiler alert to all of that is that our impact comes from our lived journey. There is nothing that you can speak to with the amount of conviction and confidence and surety as your own experiences, because you lived them. You were there. You know, like I was there. I know exactly what happened, what I was thinking, what was this, da 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 da, da, right? And so, as we're thinking about how we want to impact the world, it really is going back and thinking about our own journey and how our own journey has brought us to this place, right? Hold on, let me have some tea, y'all. Not to be confused with the get out clanking of the tea. Y'all, if y'all haven't watched that lately, pull it up. It's big get out energy right now. Also, this is cinnamon tea. This is just cinnamon. And my infused oil. This is like medicinal every morning. Anyway. Oh, it tastes so good. It feels warm and cozy inside. I love cinnamon. Do y'all like cinnamon? I love cinnamon. There's a lady I follow online and she be like, don't forget the cinnamon. She says that every time. I don't really know her name. Her name is like Jen or something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, so we're in this life, right? And we wind up collecting all of these infinity stones. We wind up collecting all of these things that are meant to help us in this next phase of life, right? But it really starts with understanding who we are and how we are and all of that, right? So I want to show you all what all of my experiences has led to. And I'm not going to go in depth. We have gone in depth with this if you are in the archive. Every Wednesday, we have Just Ask Kim time, where I talk about what's happening. Y'all can ask questions. I show you what I'm working on. Like, we just, be chatting it down. So if you're in the archive, then you're able to participate in that. So I'm not really going to go in depth in this, but I want to show you what has come out of all of those experiences that I just was sharing with you. And so this, just kidding. So this is the KJU. And it starts here in the center. And again, I'm not going to go into that. But right now we're sitting here in the Minding My Black Ass Business universe, right? And I had mentioned earlier that the Frolicking Truth is like the bridge space, because I am actively backing out of the Minding My Black Ass Business universe to create space for others to be able to be in that universe. And so the Frolicking Truth is the space where I am remaining in touch and intact as the founder, but also bringing you back over into my space, which is the Kimberland Jackson universe. MySpace. I talked about MySpace earlier. That's so cute. But anyway, so these are the different podcasts that we currently have in the Minding My Black Ass Business universe. We have So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. We have From Auntie with Love. We also have Gathered, which is a space where there are going to be universe crossovers from some of the people that I have met along this journey. And so, if we go out a little bit more, you can even see over here that our Thursday co-working lives over here. We also have Finding Peace Abroad, which is being reconfigured and reconstructed to honor where we are right now. Heal That Shit is another podcast that I have with my best friend Bianca. And then I mentioned to you all earlier about the Healing Circle as well as Found Her Future, right? Now, what is outside of here where you kind of see this space over here on the side that I kind of cut off, where these lines extend out to are the people that are connected to this universe and their universes. So the whole point of everything that I am doing here and everything that I've been through is along the way I've been collecting people. So I mentioned the life coaches that I have. There are 5 of them currently, and then there are 2 who are currently working on their certification now. And then the women that are going to be coming through the Found Her Future pipeline, the people that listen to spaces like this and the podcast, the legacy and the impact that I have been purposed to leave is to be able to give the wisdom that I have from the different experiences so you ain't got to go through it, because I went through it. And so I'm big learn from somebody else's experience type of thing, as opposed to figure this out on my own when you don't have to. And a lot of people do. They be like, I'm going to figure it out on my own. That ain't going to happen to me. That ain't going to this and that. And child, that is your business. You understand? Also, what I know is there are 45 years of lived experience and several things that I just went through in telling my story that I have wisdom that I can share with somebody who's currently in that position. And so all of those things have led me to creating spaces that are safe, to mentoring other people, to imparting the wisdom that I have so that we are able to have a step ahead, right? One of the things that is really interesting to me is inheritance is supposed to flow down. And unfortunately, because of the way that our people have been conditioned and because of colonization and white supremacy culture and individualism and having to fight for your life for every single thing, a lot of times our parents look to us as the children to be the ones for the money to flow up. And that's not actually what that's supposed to look like. It's really supposed to flow down. We're supposed to leave legacy for those who are coming behind us. And y'all may or may not know, I don't have any kids, right? I have had the opportunity to impact hundreds of thousands of children's lives through the work that I have done with my own students, with the teachers that I have mentored, with the administrators that I have mentored, with the school districts that I have worked with. I know that I would not be able to really fulfill this mission if I also had kids, because the type of person that I am, I've got to be fully locked in, but this is my baby. This is my baby. This is my legacy. This is what I am leaving behind because of the life that I have lived. And so I never get an opportunity to have a baby shower, right? I'm also not married, so there is no, wedding. It's interesting for those of us who are unmarried and without children, because the milestones and the things that people celebrate are very much wrapped in those types of things. Those are the things that everybody shows up for, right? But this is my baby. This is my baby. This universe has been birthed out of my life experience. And so my deep prayer is that you will feel compelled to support in some type of way. And that could be as simple as sharing this with somebody else. That could be as simple as dropping sunflowers in the chat. That could be as simple as liking the video and subscribing to the page. If you are wanting to do even more, I would love for you to join the archive. That is a mutually beneficial place where you will be able to both receive and deposit. If you are thinking you want to support me personally, my Cash App is $ Kimberland Jackson. My Venmo is at Kimberland-Jackson. This is my baby. And I would like for you all to really support me in building out my baby and building out the legacy that is going to be able to help so many people. So I want to announce that there is going to be a new cohort of Discover Your Destiny that is going to be starting over the summer. I had a couple of my life coaches actually reach out and they were like, I need to take it again. I need to take it again. I need to get focused again. I need to do it again. And so I'm going to do a summer cohort, and it's going to run from the first week in June through the first week in August. And so if that is something that you are interested in, you can go to tinyurl.com/discover your destiny. And there, hold on, let me make sure that's the right one. Hold on, y'all. It is... You know where you can go to dyds25.com. That'll get you there. And there's a link that you're able to apply. And so then I can reach out to you. Because remember, I told y'all my email and my website is down. But if you go to dyds25.com, then you will be able to read up. You will also be able to listen to testimonial videos. You'll also be able to apply. And then we can get you started with that. The price of Discover Your Destiny is $1,125. If you are in the Patreon, you get it for $750. Okay, so $5 saves you hundreds. All right. And that's because I do think it is important for us to draw near in community. And that is much, much, much more important to me. And that commitment that you make to that space, I think is invaluable. And so again, I want to make it as accessible as possible. Okay. As accessible as possible. But yeah, so you're able to do that. The new cohort for Discover Your Destiny will start over the summer. I do want to go ahead and play the Discover Your Destiny commercial just so that you have an idea of what this looks like and so that you're reminded and able to listen to this with intention. And then I also have another announcement on the other side of this. Maybe. There it goes. What if the thing you've always called too much was the exact thing God designed on purpose? This is for the ones who've always known they were different. Too sensitive, too loud, too knowing, too intuitive, too woo-woo. But what if your sensitivity is actually your superpower? What if your intuition was your inheritance? Discover Your Destiny is a 10-week sacred journey back to yourself. We explore the design of your soul, your spiritual gifts, and the unique way that God speaks to you. This isn't church. It's not a rule book. It's not a performance. It's the moment you stop chasing approval and start walking in divine alignment. You'll gain clarity, language, and confidence around who you are and what you are here on the earth to do. You'll learn the real voice of God. And if you feel called to go on to become a certified intuitive melanated life coach, this is where that path begins. There are 2 ways to enter this sacred container: the Destiny track, full investments and coaching experience, or the Divine Exchange track, where internship meets soul work. You'll support podcasting, content creation, or brand development behind the scenes while learning how your unique gifts benefit the collective. Your knowing isn't a flaw. It's the fingerprints of God. This is your invitation, and I hope that you'll answer. So again, if you go to dyd25.com, you can learn more about Discover Your Destiny. I also wanted to announce that Discover Your Destiny is also available as a self-guided workbook. So if you are thinking to yourself, I would love to do that, but I need to kind of do it at my own time, in my own way, then you are able to get the self-paced workbook. It is $44. And so if you want to order a copy, if you go to Discover Your Destiny, if you go to tinyurl.com/DYD workbook 2026, then you will be able to request an invoice, and then I'll send you the invoice and then send you your digital copy. It is in a template form, so you will be able to type in it, and it's a digital copy. And so, again, if you're thinking to yourself, I would love to do that. I would love to support you. I would love to be able to take this journey. I would love to be able to do something that is going to make a difference and an impact in both my own life as well as the lives around me. You can order your own workbook. So again, if you go to tinyurl.com/DYD workbook 2026. Okay. All right. So the question here is still, how do you want to impact the world? That is your soul work question for today. How do you want to impact the world? Okay, I'm going to read you a poem that starts off this module in Discover Your Destiny. This is the third module. So week 1, remember, we talked about who are you. Week 2, we talked about who do you want to avoid being. Week 3, we talk about how you want to impact the world. And so this module starts off with a poem called The Dash by Linda Ellis. And so I'm going to read it here to you, and then we're going to go ahead on and get up from out of here. All right. It says, I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of birth and spoke the following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time that they spent alive on earth. And now only those who love them know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. If we could just slow down enough to consider what's true and real and always try to understand. If we could just slow down enough to consider what is true and what is real, and always try to understand the way other people feel, and be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this little dash might only last a while. So when your eulogy is being read, with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you spent your dash? And again, that is by Linda Ellis. And so that's the question that I leave with you for your soul work today. How are you going to impact the world? Are you proud of the way that you are living your dash? I know some of us may not want funerals, such as myself. I don't want a funeral. Don't put me in no box and don't pay money for no box to put me in it and then put me in the ground. This is silly. Don't do it. I actually want to be turned into a tree with yellow flowers and plant me somewhere where I can oxygenate the earth. And then in the future, when people sit at that tree, that they're able to come and get wisdom, and they're able to breathe, and they're able to calm their nervous systems, and they can look at the flowers and see how vibrant the yellow is. That's what I want. Okay. But nonetheless, when we all leave here, we are leaving a legacy, and people will have things that ways, experiences, if you will, that they have had with you and the way that you've shown up in the world. I know, again, some of us may be like, I don't care what people have to say, and that's fine. My question, though, is what do you want to leave behind? What do you want to be said about the way that you lived your life, who you were to the people who loved you and cared about you, who were you to the people that considered you to be a friend or a family member or even a coworker? What is the legacy that you're leaving behind? That is the challenge that I leave us with to ask and answer, and to consider all of the ways that our life's path has led us to this space of being uniquely positioned to honor whatever population of people that we are called to live in community with. So, receive days, a pause it, okay? And so again, I want to uplift, if you are looking for deeper community, there are a lot of perks to being down here to the archive, baby. So if you go to patreon.com/minding my black ass business, again, it is $5 a month, and you will be able to support the vision as well as gain access to exclusive events and discounts and all of that, okay? So please do come and join us down to the archive, and then let us know, what you keeping, what are you choosing to keep alive in our lives. All right. So let me make sure that I got everything, girl, because I got a list over here. Okay. Have y'all seen, there's this couple that I don't know their names right now. They be over on where they be at? They be over on Instagram is where I be seeing them, but I'm certain they're probably on TikTok as well. But they be acting like they're reading live comments, and it be cracking me up so hard. Like, because they never know what the other one is gonna say during this time. And so they just be cracking each other up like the whole time. It'd be so funny to me. It'd be so funny to me. So we gonna get ready to get from around here, y'all. We gonna get ready. Cause my ADHD girl is on fleek today. Lord, I went back with that one. I know the children not saying fleek no more. That's the other thing, y'all, is I got to get my lingo together. You know what I've been saying lately? Lock in, twin. That's what I've been saying lately. Because it's time to lock in, y'all. It is time for us to lock in on our impact, on our purpose, on ourselves. Some of us need to take all of this energy and put it right into ourselves. You feel me? Okay? So it's time to lock in, twin. And what does that look like for you? Because it looks very, very different for each of us. So it is time for you to lock in on that and decide what you want that to look like. Okay? You feel me? You got me, twin? Okay, cool. So having said that, back in 2016, I really thought that I was not really gonna make it out. Like, I really was trying to figure out what that looked like for my life, and I really was at a place where I was living in survival and really trying to figure out how to just make it to another day. And now, sitting here 10 years later in 2026, I realized that I did all of that building so other people don't have to start from scratch the way that I did. Our impact wasn't designed necessarily on a vision board. It was more so in walking through the seasons that we walk through. So every closed door, every cross-country move, every international move, like every moment of crisis and clarity, those dots are connected and we just couldn't see the picture yet. So being able to now create a universe and map out our universe, now we're able to see. You know, we all have stories that we're meant to tell about how we got to where we are. We all have warnings that we need to give. We all have tips and insight. Like, these experiences were not meant to kill us, but they were meant to give us the wisdom to pass messages down to those who are coming behind us. That is our responsibility in doing that. So I want to leave us with the quote today, which is from Iyanla Vanzant. And it says, when you stand and share your story in an empowering way, your story will heal you and your story will also heal somebody else. So that is the charge that I'm leaving us with today, is sharing your story so that you are able to help someone else find the way out and find the way to the freedom that we all deserve to experience. All right. So that's it, y'all. Next week, again, we have the Frolicking Truth that is going to be on at the same time. That will be episode 46. We also have the Healing Circle that is going to take place next week at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. And again, you can register for that at tinyurl.com/Black Women Healing Circle. Okay. That's it, y'all. I'll holla. Bye. Thank you for listening to The Frolicking Truth, where joy meets justice and our nervous systems get free. Please be sure to like, rate, and comment. Subscribe to the YouTube page, Minding My Black Ass Business, and follow me on all social platforms. Until next time.